worked hard at trying to take care of myself. Obviously, I don't live the same lifestyle that I did when I was an athlete. You know, when your body is somewhat of a temple and you're guarding it every day and you're training a different way. But I've always maintained, I was very conscious of my eating. I was very conscious of my exercise. And, you're laying there going, this isn't supposed to happen to me, because I know guys that are smoking and drinking like a fish right now. And they're going to live to 90, and I'm going to die here at 57 on the field.
And even what you do for a living, you're running around with freaking kids and high school kids all day long. It's not like you're in a sedentary job.
No, I just left the field with 5-year-olds and 7-year-olds, and I'm chasing them around all over the place. And I'm hitting fungos, and I'm teaching them how to field and teaching them how to throw. So the positive is I'm not a dweller. And I haven't thought about it as much, and I think a lot of it has to do, it is what we've been, going with you provided me with and helped me with, is these products. I've been a supplement guy my whole life, and I don't really endorse things. I just kind of use them. But at this point, I've sort of changes have been so rapid and things have happened so quickly. And when you're talking about your brain, it's pretty impressive. And I thank you for that, because we didn't discuss a business. We didn't discuss anything like that. All we talked about was, I have some things that, that may be beneficial, and, give it a shot. And I've tried a million things in my life. I've done a million different things in my life in terms of supplements and, because of my body and my profession. And never really was comfortable speaking out about any of them, or even, I just did it because it either made me feel good or it didn't make me feel good. And, what I've been dealing with and what you've sent me is just, I don't know. Sometimes you think it's psychological, and other times you think, this is the real deal. And to me, I can't, I don't get up and move throughout my day without doing something, and without, the Axio is a big part of it. The Protanum has been very good for me. And the VitaStack, the vitamins has just been phenomenal. So, again, I'm accustomed to doing things like this, but I'm also in tune with my body to know that something's working and something's not working. And I don't last very long. I don't last very long when, with a product if it doesn't do what I expect it to do.
Well, I'll tell you, and obviously, we've been friends way back, from hockey days, in junior high and through high school and everything. But when when April and I saw that video and saw that you had a stroke and in the hospital, we had heard, this was a new business for us, and we had heard stories that it had been extremely helpful to others that had problems, suffered with, injuries to the head or the brain, or, a stress related thing. And, we just said, what the heck, man, we knew it wouldn't hurt,
right.
We were just praying it would help.
Yeah.
And when I got that text from you a couple weeks ago, I'm telling you, like, brought tears to my eyes. It's like, if you could help someone that had a stroke,
sure,
whatever degree it played, Jeff, whatever degree it played, the doctors were saying, what did doctors tell you? 8 to 12 months or something? What was this?
They said 8 months to a year, and it's 4.5 months right now, and I'm going as hard as I've gone in the past. I really don't feel that many effects. Every now and then I get a little wobbly, or I may run down a tad, but in reality, I'm 58 years old, so it's not like, those aren't natural feelings. But, people look at me and like, they're amazed. They're like, really, you suffered a stroke? I can't believe it. We were in a meeting today with, at BB&T up in downtown Charlotte regarding our nonprofit organization and building fields and things like that. And one of the guys that's on part of our team brought up that I had a stroke 4 months ago, and these guys are looking at me like, there's no way. And I'm like, I couldn't walk 2 feet without falling down. So, pretty crazy, you know. But yeah, so I'm, you know, I've always been an overachiever. You know, I've always seemed to beat the odds, and knock on wood right now that I'm beating them again.
I tell you, it's got to be it's got to be interesting with the misses and the boys. Yeah. They're probably. I'm trying to imagine being in your shoes, but they had to be walking on eggshells when you first got home and wondering if you even went to bring the garbage out or do something. They had to kind of be looking funny. Are they looking at, you know, dear old Jeff again and not even thinking about it anymore?
You know, I think, you know, my wife is still watching me with guarded eyes, only because it scared her. She had lost her father 3 months prior to that. So
yeah, you were down here when that happened.
Exactly, that's right. I was, and we were all going to get together, and I had to grab Dylan and go back. That was in July, and so, you know, she was on eggshells in terms of, you know, she didn't want to lose two people in her life, and, you know, in less than a year. So, you know, she's still guarded with me. The boys, you know, Zach's interesting. You know, my boys are great. They're phenomenal. But Zach came to visit me in the hospital, and I just bought a new Tundra. And he said, "Dad, how you feeling?" I said, "I'm doing great, kid." And he said, "Good. Can I drive the Tundra?" so he jumped on that. He's, you know, they're really good. But you know what was the most scary part about all this, Bob, is that while I was laying there on the field, I couldn't speak, I couldn't open my eyes, but I could hear everything that was going on. And my youngest son, Dylan, who just turned 14, was on that team, and he was standing next to me. And I heard him say to somebody, you know, "My dad will be fine, he just doesn't sleep well." And in my brain, I was going, you know, oh my God, you know, I'm not really just because I don't sleep well, I'm dying. And all I kept praying for wasn't that I was afraid to die or anything like that. What I kept praying for was, like, get me away from this situation. I don't want my son to see me. I don't want that. I don't want my son to see this. You know, if I'm going to pass, I'm going to pass, but not in front of him. You know, so those things right there are just, you know, they change you instantly, you know, and your approach to things and your thought processes. And again, going through what I was going through physically, you know, for the first month, I'm thinking, am I this way for the rest of my life? You know, is this going to ever change? You know, am I going to, like, I couldn't keep my eyes from darting all around the room. They take off on their own. You know, I'm bumping into doors. You know, you're used to moving around your whole life like an athlete.
Right.
Even in my late 50s, you know, I still do things. I still take ground balls, and I can get in a cage, and I can take BP, and I can do those things. And I'm thinking, you know, is this gone? You know, is this my new norm? But, you know, I'm feeling good. And, you know, again, I have a lot of things to attribute it to. And you and April, I can't thank you guys enough for just considering me, because I want to make this very clear to, you know, on the Zoom, that, you know, it wasn't a matter of you calling me about the business, you know, and you know, you and I have known, you know, each other for a long time, and I've known you've been in this business for, you know, your entire life, your entire adult life, and you've been very successful with it. And we've discussed it, and you've always respected my opinion at times, you know, like Bobby, I don't have the time, or I'm not a big, you know, rallier of people in terms of that, but that didn't change our friendship. That didn't change anything. We stayed connected. And then, you know, here comes this product, and it wasn't about that, you know, and then all of a sudden, you know, I start to feel better. I start to kind of lean on it a little bit. And, you know, so in that process, I wanted to turn around, and I wanted to do something for you guys.